Welcome to the campus of Immanuel High School for tonight's regional semifinal matchup between the Greenwood Indians and the Eau Claire Immanuel Lutheran Lancers. Please stand if you are able, remove your hats as the Immanuel Pep Band, under the direction of Joel Golrud, leads us in the national anthem. Immanuel High School and Greenwood High School and the WIA require good sportsmanship by student athletes, coaches, and spectators at interscholastic events. Please support the players, coaches, and officials in a positive manner. Comments of a sexist, racial, or ethnic nature or other intimidating actions will not be tolerated and are grounds removed from the gymnasium. Please be aware of the possibility of ball or player entering the bleachers during the competition. Thank you and enjoy the match. Now for our starting lineups, first for Greenwood. Freshman number 1, Emma Souza. Sophomore number 2, Brooklyn Slotich. Senior number 3, Liv Lucas. Junior number 7, Faith Colano. Sophomore number 10, Avery Travis. And junior number 16, Sofia Tridikova. The Indians are coached by Jenny Hinker. And now for the Immanuel Lutheran Lancers. Senior number 2, Grace LaDuke. Junior number 3, Gwyneth Gergel. Senior number 4, Leah Thompson. Junior number 5, Emma Starland. Senior number 12, Gabby Radical. And senior number 13, Kenzie Koenig. Lancers are coached by Joe Lau, assisted by Megan Johnston.
Hello and welcome to tonight's regional semifinal matchup between the Immanuel Lutheran Lancers and the Greenwood Indians. Lancers 17-16 on the year, this being their first regional game, being 12th in D5. They got the 2 seed in their region. With the Greenwood Indians getting the 7 seed, they went 6-14, being 54th in D5. As Luke will start us off, tipped up and into the net as the Lancers start off with a 1-0 lead. The backline tip tie off the ceiling, trying to readjust and can't make it in time as Leduc knocks down an ace. Her 185th on the year, her first tonight, giving the Lancers a 2-0 lead. Sliding save in the back. Sets it up quickly, center to the back line. Heads out of play, untouched at the net by the Lancers as they go up early by 3. The Lancers have struggled to get started, especially here at home. And I'm having no trouble here tonight with 3 and an ace from Leduc already. That one not going to be returned as well with Colano racing back to get it. Can't get it far enough up as the Lancers go up now by 4. Running save in the back by Travis. Set back up far side to the back line. That one heads out of play as well as the Lancers go up by 5. Stepping up for the back is Souza. Sent back up on the run. It'll be tapped over by Travis. Luke there to get it. Thompson back across for Radical. She'll knock one down. Sent back into the stands as Radical gets her first kill of the night and her 399th on the year. High off the hands of Sophie. Tip back up by Travis. Won't touch the ceiling. And I'm going to say it does. Just getting a piece of it as the Lancers go up 7-0 and an early timeout from the Indians. And we are back from the Indian timeout. 7-0 lead for the Lancers. Leduc with an ace. Radical with a kill. Trying to keep the early run going right at 7 straight. Sends it down the line. Step back up from Sophie back row. Off into the net by Colano. Lancers keep it going off the timeout. Now up by 8. Sent center. Going to be tipped back high. Long way to go. He's going to tap it over. Starling there to get it. Thompson back up this time for Koenig. Into the net. And the run ends. And the Indians bring it back within 7. 8-1. First serve of the night for the Indians will be number 2, Slotich. Down the line, running save from Leduc. Gurgle sends one back up. Koenig trying to just punch it over. Ends up sending it backwards, and the Indians bring it back within 6. Good spot there, diving save. That one sent out of play. A nice for Slotich, and the Indians now within 5. Looking to get a big response here after going down 8-0 to start. And a strong serving start from Slotich here. Already with an ace. Has not yet been returned. This one blocked at the net by Travis. Set back for Radical again. That one will get through. Kill number 400 for Radical. Puts the Lancers back up by 6, 9-3. And now Larson will enter in for Starland, with now Thompson heading back to serve. Thompson leads the Lancers with 58 aces on the year, as I'm going to be bumped back and eventually tapped over by Travis. Radical right there to get it. Sets him back up for Radical. Good touch off the net, but not enough on it, as it rolls along and ends up going back to the Lancers side, which has the Indians right back within 5, 9-4. And it'll put Lucas back to serve. Off this one short. Radical steps up to get it. Set back up this one for Koenig. That one gets over. Tipped at the net. Back up center for Travis, and she'll loft it over. Running save from Leduc in the back. Back up for Radical again. Sliding save. That one heads out of play as well. Third kill of the night for Radical as she puts the Lancers into double digits, up by 6. Bartles and Quaid in for Gurgle and Koenig, with Bartles heading back to serve. Good spot. That'll drop down for an ace. Bortles' first serve in a regional game puts their team up by 7 on an ace, 11-4. Stepping over to get it is Travis. Step back up, has to step back and get it. Blocked the net by Larson, and then it'll drop down. Souza couldn't quite get it over as the Lancers go up now by 8. With Larson getting her first action in the regional game as well, making her presence known up at the net. So the Lancers struggled all year. Good news for them to get started early. That one sent right back across. Thompson back set for Larson. Sliding save, tipped back high. It'll be tapped over from Travis, tipped to the net by Quaid. Not sure if she got a hand on that or not, but ends up going back to the Indian side as the Lancers go up by 9, 13-4. Bartles again looking now for a double-digit lead. Down the sideline, a couple inches out of play as the Indians get it back within 8, 13-5. And it'll be number 10, Travis, now back to serve. To the back, sliding save from Leduc. Step back all the way across for Quaid. Blocked the net. Good reaction time from Radical to get it back in the air. Back across for Larson. Tipped and it'll drop down. A kill for Larson off the hands of Colano. Has the Lancers back up by 9. And now Radical back to serve for the Lancers. Dug up in the back. Set up quickly center, close to the net. Dropping it down off the hands of Radical. Colano getting her first kill of the night, which has the Lancers only up by 8, 14-6 with number 16, Sophie, heading back to serve. Radical steps back to get it. Set back up for Leduc. She'll get her first kill of the night off the hands of Colano. 154 kills on the year now for Leduc as she puts them right back up by 9 with Starland heading back to serve. Dug up in the back. Set up quickly center. And that one drops down the sideline. Good spot from Colano as she knocks down her second and brings her team right back within 8. Souza still serving as this one's dug up in the back by Radical. All the way across for Leduc. That one will drop down on the back line. Leduc's second of the night as the Lancers right back up by 9. Gurgle in for Quaid as Gurgle heads back to serve. Receive tie center, close to the neck and net, just tap one over. Starling right there to get it. Luke back up for Bartles, steps back. And good spot from Bartles. Readjusts, ends up dropping it down in front of a diving Travis, which has the Lancers up by double digits now, 17-7. Good spot from Gurgle as she drops down an ace. Lancers go up by 11, 18-7. Lancers trying to go on another run and solidify their lead here in this one after starting out an 8-0 run. Kind of been back and forth since then. But a nice little run here from Gurgle has them up by 11. Tipped across, gonna tap it. Good spot down the net line. Tip. And they're gonna say Bartles couldn't get her hand under it. Not much chance for Lancers anyway. It's a beautiful spot. Great awareness from Lucas. Just tap it down that net line. Caught the Lancers stepping back as now Seibel let her in for Gurgle. And it'll be Colano back to serve. Colano with a nice day already with a couple of kills. Trying to go on a run with her serving now. Stepping back is Radical. This one going to be set up for Thompson. Sent back high off the ceiling. Readjusting. Long way to go. Not going to quite make it there. Sophie, good job to step back and get there in time. But too much momentum going the opposite direction to turn it back around as Koenig enters back in for Bartles. And Leduc heads back to serve. Led the Lancers on that 8-0 run to start off the set. Needs just 6 more here to end out the first set. Up for Travis off the net. Thompson right there to get it. Starland back up for Thompson. Tipped at the net, running save. Back up far side. Down the line, Leduc is there. Off the ceiling, tip back high from Thompson. Koenig on a standstill, send to the back corner. Back up high far side once again. Diving save from Leduc. That'll get all the way back across. Stepping across goes net. Tip right back from Radical. That'll drop down. Radical leads their team in blocks now at 26 as the Lancers into the 20s, up by 12. Tipped up and out of play. Sliding attempt to the back, ends up going on a line drive to Colano. Can't redirect it as that one heads out of play, which puts the Lancers up by 13 now, 21-8, with Kazemba entering in for Starland and Johnson entering in for Souza. Puts the Lancers and Johnson entering in for Souza. Dug up in the back. Up and across, far side on the line. Blue Duke right there to get it. Back across for Radical. That one will drop down off the hands of Travis. Radical's kills puts the Lancers up by 14 now, 22-8. As this one heads high off the ceiling, dropping it down. Another ace for Leduc. Has the Lancers just 2 points away. Sends that one into the net, does the run, will end. Indians bring it back within 14, 23-9, with number 2 Slotich heading back to serve for the second time tonight. That one heads into the net as well. Team straight drop serves as the Lancers go up now by 15, 24-9, as they are just 1 point away from taking this first set, with Thompson back to do it. Into the net. 3 straight drop serves now as the Indians hit double digits within 14. Gonna need 14 straight to keep this one going. Back to do it will be Lucas. Lofts that one over, dug up from Radical. Thompson back up for Koenig. Blocked at the net, tipped along the net. Ends up hitting off the pole and out of play as the Indians bring it back within 13. Radical will dig this one up as well. This is going to be set up for Radical. Sliding save, tipped up and into the stands as the Lancers taking the first set, 25-14. Lancers a couple of strong runs, including an 8-0 run to start it. Indians never could come back from it as they dropped the first set by 14, 25-11. We'll be back in 3 minutes for the second set. And we are back for the second set. Lancers taking the first one by 14, 25-11. As this one set center for Koenig. Immediately blocked at the net by Travis. And a statement block to start off the second set. As the Indians with their first lead of the game, 1-0. Lancers started off with an 8-0 run to start off that first set. Indians shutting the door immediately on that with a big block from Travis. As Slotich now gonna drop down an ace off the hands of Leduc. A block and now an ace has the Indians up 2-0 early. Right to Radical. Set back for Koenig. Has a step back to get it. Drops it down in a good spot. Running save going to go off the net. Tip back high. Set back across. And it'll just be tapped over. Miscommunication as Gurgle diving. A save into the net. Has the Indians up 3-0. Right to the hands of Gurgle. Koenig sets it across Leduc. Bad spots. Leduc runs up and ends up just bouncing it off the net. Goes down as a double hit by Leduc. And an early timeout from the Lancers. 4-0 lead for the Indians as they have a strong start here in the second set. And we are back for the timeout. 4-0 lead for the Indians. They've had a strong start here. Lancers trying to cut into it here as this one set for Thompson. Blocked into the net. And the Lancers bring it back within 3. Thompson gets her first kill of the night as Leduc heads back to serve. Luke's had a couple of nice runs, including her 8-0 run to start off the first set. As this one drops down for an ace. Ends up tipping off the net. Lucas, a nice dive. Gets back in the air, but in the wrong direction. As an ace for Leduc has the Lancers back within 2. Down the sideline, bump back high, close to the ceiling, won't touch. Set back up center for Travis and into the net. As the Lancers get it now within 1, 4-3. Receive tie center. Set back across, far side, fading away to get it. Radical retreats, get it back in the air, set back up for Radical. Off the nets, was it touched? They're gonna say it was. Radical gets the kill and we're back even at 4. Luke back to serve now, trying to give him a lead. This one sent back close to the net. Koenig gonna try to send it back down. Tip back into the net. Punch back up in the air and tapped over by Travis. And now a lift. Nope, double hit gonna be called on the Indians. As the Lancers now get 5 straight and go up by 1. Dug up middle. Set back up far side. It's the fadeaway. He's gonna tap it down the line. Leduc right there to get it. Thompson will send one across for Radical off the net. That one drops down into the sideline. Another kill for Radical as the Lancers up by 2. Sentai center. Back set. No one there to get it. Miscommunication between Travis and Lucas. Lancers now up by 3, 7-4. And it'll be Schaller entering in for Koenig. Luke trying to go 8 straight once again. Sliding save in the back. Set back up center for Travis on a standstill. Luke running save. Back up center for Schaller. The back line and a play. And the run ends at 7 straight. With the Indians bringing it back within 2, 7-5. And Lucas will head back to serve. Lofts this one short, dug up by Radical. Set back up for Radical, and she'll knock one down off the hands of a diving Lucas. Quick response from Radical to get it right back to the Lancers. Now within 3-8-5 as Larson enters in for Starland. And Thompson will head back to serve. Sliding save in the back, close enough, going to tap it over. Thompson right there to get it. Off the ceiling, Schaller can't readjust. And the Indians get it right back within 2. Running safe from Leduc, that one gets all the way over, tip back high. We have to get this one over, and will. Running safe from Leduc. Thompson back up for Radical, blocked to the net, but out of play. Untouched by the Lancers as the Indians go down now by 3, 9-6. Bartles and Quaid in for Gurgle and Schaller. And it'll be Bartles back to serve. Bartles had a strong run in that first set, never got to serve it twice. As this one sent high to the ceiling, won't touch. Set back up, back row for Lucas. Tapped over, received by Bartles. This one up for Quaid. To the corner, tip back high on the run. Back up, and he'll just bump it down the line. Bartles had to get it closely on the bounce line, took a chance on it. Now back up for Radical, tipped high at the net, tipped back up by Colano. Back up far side. To the back line, heading out of play, and he'll get there. That was Johnson who couldn't quite keep it in. Right idea to try to loft it up, but just a bit too much on it. As the Lancers now hit double digits, up by 4, 10-6. Stepping back out of the ceiling. Ends up going straight back down and backhanded over. Quaid there to get it. Back across for Radical again. Good touch, that'll drop down. Johnson trying to dive back to get it. Couldn't get there in time as Radical knocks down another. Puts the Lancers up by 5, 11-6, with Bartles continuing to serve. Dug up center. Set back up center for Colano. That'll drop down off the hands of Quaid. Another nice kill from Colano has the Lancers only up by 4, 11-7, as it'll be Sophie heading back to serve. Good spot, running safe for Luke, close to the net, tap back from Thompson. Quaid sends him back corner, that'll drop down! What a spot from Quaid! Going cross court to put the Lancers back up by 5. And now Radical will head back to serve, currently with a 5-point lead, 12-7. And she'll off this one short, diving save back into the net, and it'll be an ace for Radical, as Colano couldn't quite get enough on it. As Radical brings him back within 6, gonna loft another short one. This one sent sideways, tap back up and over, no one there to get it. They're gonna go a double hit as she back set it on a lunge and ended up touching it twice as the Lancers double up now 14-7 as Radical cuts back once again. Tip back on the back from Travis. Set back up center run for Colano. Blocked the net by Quaid. Tip back high. Gonna go back for Colano again. That one get over. Diving save from Radical. Tip back high from Thompson. Luke on the run. She'll knock one down. Big kill from Leduc. Has the Lancers up 15-7 and a timeout by the Indians. Back for the timeout. Radical continuing to serve as the Lancers up by 8, 15-7, as she sends that one into the top of the net. which puts the Indians back within 7, 15-8, with Seibel and Starland entering in for Larson and Radical. And it'll be Johnson back to serve. This one dug up from Seibel. Thompson will touch one back, but in the net, as the Indians get it back within 6, 15-9. Lob shot of the back. Seibel steps back to get it. Thompson will set this one up for LeDuc. Into the net. Indians hit double digits. Now within 5. Lost this one short. Diving save. Tip back high for LeDuc. Good touch off the net. Lunging save in the back. Tip back high. Sets one up back row for Travis. Bartles there to get it. Back up for LeDuc again. High into the ceiling, heads out of play, as Lucas couldn't quite catch up with it. We shall have the Lancers now up by 6, 16-10, with Starland heading back to serve. Dug up in the back. Set up center for Colano. Blocked at the net from Thompson. Ends up dropping down on the sideline, as they have struggled to get a hand on Colano's kills, and ends up sending that one the other way as the Lancers go back up by 7, 17-10. This one receives center from Travis. Set back up for Colano. She'll just taps one to the back. Bartles right there to get it. Set back up for LeDuc. Tip back out of the ceiling, won't touch. Back up for Lucas. Close enough's gonna have to tap it over. Good recovery. Tip back for now for LeDuc down the net line. Tip back high, close to the net. Can't be saved off the net by a sliding Slotich. Lancers now up by 8, 18-10. Travis tips one high, sent back up off the ceiling, and just gonna have to bump one over. Thompson there to get it. Back set for Quaid. Along the net line, ends up being lifted out of play by Slotich. Looks like Quaid might have mishit that one, but ended up working out in the end. She'll get the kill. And the Lancers go up by 9, 19-10 as Starland heads back. Chance to double them up and hit the 20s. Stepping back is Travis. Sets one up. Gonna tap one over. Quaid gets a hand on it. Thompson sends one back. Tipped up for LeDuc, and she'll just bump it over. Back up center for Colano. Has to step back to readjust. Luke sends one out of play. As regardless, Colano will get the kill. Bringing her team back within 8 as she'll now head back to serve. To the back line, Bartles steps over to get it. Starland back up for Thompson, blocked to the net, tipped out from Seibel, back up from Bartles, close to the net. Luke will tap it over. Slipping in the back is Johnson, gonna get one over to Lucas to the back line. Bartles right there to get it. This one across for LeDuc again. Tip back high from Johnson. Back up center for Travis. Out of play, untouched. A couple of Lancers took a swing at it. Never ended up hitting any of them as the Lancers get fortunate and end up hitting the 20s up by 9, 20-11, with Gurgle entering in for Quaid and Gurgle heading back to serve. Good spot there. That'll drop down for another Gurgle ace. Puts the Lancers up by 10, 21-11. Kazumba will move up the bench as Gurgle heads back to serve once again. Fresh off her latest ace. Running save in the back from Johnson. Set back up center for Travis. Off the net. Touched by Thompson and onto the sideline. As the Indians get it back within 9, 21-12. With Slotich now heading back to serve along with Kazemba, who will enter in for Gurgle. Sliding save from Kazemba. Set back up for Bartles. To the corner, sent right back to the Lancers side. Starland there to get it. Luke gonna set one up this time for Thompson. Blocked to the net, tip back high from Kazemba again. Thompson, good fake over. Was it touched? Yes, it was. 22-12, little flare from Thompson. Back touch out of play, ends up being tipped off the hands of Sophie, which puts the Lancers right back up by 10, 22-12. With LeDuc back serving. Had a 7-0 run to start off this set. Needs just 3 more here. Back set for Travis on a standstill. To the back line, LeDuc there to get it. Back up for Seibel. To the back line drive, redirected back up. And it'll be tapped over. Kazema there to get it. Back up this time for Bartles. Blocked at the net and onto the sideline. Big block from Travis to keep the Indians now within 9 as Koenig enters in for Bartles. And Lucas heads back to serve. Down the sideline, tip tie from Seibel, close to the net. Thompson going to save it off it. And Koenig will just tap it over. Sliding save, and now double hit on Koenig. Tried to take her time and ended up thinking about it a little bit too much. And it'll be Lucas heading back to serve once again as the Indians have brought it now within 8. Need to go on a big run here as they're starting to run out of time for a comeback here in the second set. Running second back from Starlin. This one set up for Seibel. And into the net. Indians now within 7, 22-15. And Radical, who they were trying to rest up, gonna have to come back in to try to finish this one off. Comes in for Seibel. As it'll be Lucas heading back to serve. Picked up from Radical. Back up for Koenig. Blocked at the net. That'll drop down. Another big block at the net from Travis once again. Has the Indians within 6. To the back, Starlin there to get it. Thompson up for Radical. Blocked to the net. That one heads way out of play. Off into the Lancer fan section as they bring it now up by 7. 23-16. Larson in for Starland. And it'll be Thompson back to serve. Needs just 2 more to take this second set. Tip tie. Back up, back row for Colano. Good spot to the corner. That'll drop down. Beautiful spot from Colano to get it right back to the Indians within 6, 23-17. And it'll be Travis heading back to serve. Would like a 3-4 point run here to give him a real chance heading down the stretch. As this one received high from Leduc. Thompson sends one up for Radical. She'll just punch it over. Dug up on the side. Set back row for Travis into the net. And the Lancers now just 1 point away. Bartles in for Kazemba. Nope, Bartles in for Koenig. Quaid in for Kazemba. And it'll be Bartles back to serve with a chance to end it. 24-17, Lancers 7-point lead. Took the first set by 14, 25-11. Bartles back for the win. Readjusting as Lucas. Set back up close to the net. Blocked the net by Quaid. Tip back high. Thompson's there. Larson across for Radical. Good touch on the net line. Trying to readjust. Tip back. Redirected into the nets by Colano. 25-17, Lancers take the second set and are now just 1 set away from advancing to the regional final. back for the third and what could be final set as the Lancers took the first set by 14, 25-11. The second set by 8, 25-17. As the Indians steadily getting better. See if they can force this one into a fourth set here. As Leduc will start off the serving for the Lancers, as she did in the first set. Has had a lot of success in her first time serving in each of the sets. Had an 8-0 run to start off the Lancers in that first set, which eventually led to their big 14-point win. Second one, Lancers went down early, then Leduc went on a 7-0 run. So what she has in store here, as she'll drop down an ace to start. This one off the hands of a diving Johnson. Now she'll once again start off strong and give the Lancers a 1-0 lead. Sliding save in the back from Johnson. Miscommunication ends up being a lift on Lucas, as she couldn't quite get underneath it in time. As Leduc's serve once again unable to be returned, as the Lancers go up 2-0. Couldn't decide what to do. It ends up being tipped over. Thompson right there to get it, and ends up being Indians in the net. With the Lancers going up now 3-0. Running save in the back. That one heads out of play. Another ace for Leduc. 4-0 Lancer lead as still a serve has not been returned here in this third set. 4 straight for Leduc, 2 of them being aces, as she looked to keep the run going once again. This one received cleanly. Set back and tapped over from Lucas down the sideline. Thompson across for Radical. She'll knock one down. Puts the Lancers up 5-0. To the back line, retreating in a tip one high. No one there to get it. 3 aces now for Leduc in her 6-0 run. And a timeout by the Indians. Another strong run from Leduc here in the third set. And we are back here in the third set, a 6-0 run from Leduc. 3 of them being aces. Trying to keep the run going here. Travis sends them back up into play. And it'll just be bumped over by Colano. Thompson up for Schaller. High to the ceiling. Tipped right back and bumped over. Leduc right there to get it. Thompson going to send this one for Radical. Blocked to the net, tipped high. Leduc back in the air. And Gurgle will bump it over. Lancers keep hope alive. Back set. Cross court, tipped high from Thompson. Scheller gets up and tapped over by Radical. Good spot. Tip back high. Long way to go for Colano. Gonna make it over as well. Off the net, Thompson sends it underneath. And the Indian save proves better as they bring it back within 5, 6-1. Leduc starts off with an 8-0 run in the first set, 7-0 run in the second, and now a 6-0 run. As the Indians once again showing signs of improvement. With Slotich heading back to serve. This one received high from Radical. Set back up for Schaller. Good touch. Someone's in the net, and it's the Indians. Gives it right back to the Lancers, up by 6. And now Thompson heading back to serve. Tip back high, close to the net. Ends up being redirected off the ceiling. It ends up going down as an ace for Thompson. Puts the Lancers right back up by 7, 8-1, as Kazemba enters in for Leduc. Lancers starting to rest some of their starters, as it'll be Thompson heading back to serve. Into the net. Puts the Indians back within 6, 8-2. Second drop serve of the night for Thompson, as it'll be Lucas heading back to serve for the Indians here. Trying to match it with a run of her own. The back line, Gurgle retreats. Thompson pumping back across, close to the net. Good tip over from Radical, sliding save. Sent back to the net line, running save, gonna one-hand it over. Thompson back up, this time for Larson. Tip tie in the back. Back up into play. Close enough to be redirected over. Radical right there to get it, and a lift on the Indians. Lancers get it now within 7, 9-2, with Quaid entering in for Gurgle and Bartles in for Schaller. And it'll be Bartles heading back to serve. Trying to get the Lancers into double digits here. Little miscommunication, ends up being tipped up. Now a long way to go in the back. We'll get it over. Quaid right there to get it. Thompson across for Radicola. Off the net, sliding save, close to the net. Gonna be redirected over. Quaid right there to get it, but in the nets. As Sophie couldn't quite stop her momentum. Very close at the last second, just stepped over. As the Lancers now hit double digits, up by 8. Sent on the back, close to the net. Quaid sends it right back down. Puts the Lancers up by 9, 11-2. Bartles back once again, trying to get a double-digit lead for the Lancers. They've had a double-digit lead in the previous 2 sets. And off the ceiling, tipped back, and gonna be set over. Thompson back across for Radical. Diving save, just out of play. As Radical's kill puts the Lancers up by 10. And it'll be Bartles back once again, has that 10-point lead, looking to improve on it here. Set up center for Travis. Blocked by Quaid once again, has the Lancers up 11. And a timeout by the Indians, 13-2, Lancers up by 11 here in the third set. And we are back, 13-2 off the timeout with Bartles still serving, and she'll drop down an ace off the retreating hands of Slodich. Puts the Lancers up by 12 now, 14-2, as Koenig enters in for Bartles. Last time Koenig served was in a tournament a few weeks ago, as she'll send this one into the net. And ends up sending it right back to the Indians as Travis heads back to serve. Sliding save from Radical. Set back for Larson to the back line, heading out of play. The Indians bring it back within 10, 14-4. Travis back to serve once again. Sliding save in the back from Koenig. Thompson, the run will set one up for Quaid. Dropping it down in the corner. What a spot from Quaid. Gets herself another kill and has the Lancers back up by 11. And now Leduc entering back in for Kazemba as Radical heads back to serve. Dug up in the back. Set back up for Colano, mishits it. Ends up going down in the bottom corner of the net, which has the Lancers right back up by 12, 16-4. Good spot there, sent across, running saving in the back in the air from back row is Travis. Luke fading away, tip back high from Radical, and Larson will bump it to the back. Lucas sends one high, back up far side from Johnson. Radical retreating in to get it, back across for Leduc. Tipped high from Lucas, running, saving to get it back in the air. Colonna on a standstill to the back line. Koenig cuts one back high, Radical all the way across for Larson. Down the sideline, she'll drop it down! Under the hands of a diving Lucas. Seibel back in for Radical as Radical's night might be done. Yeah, she'll try to get some rest for what looks like Saturday's regional final game. As Seibel will head back now to serve for the first time tonight. To the back line, just out of play. About an inch away from that back line, just a tad far, which has the Indians now within 12, 17-5. Sophie back to serve. Retreating save from Koenig, miscommunication from Starland and Thompson. Starland's supposed to go for it, Thompson just waited. Starland went for it a tad too late as an ace for Sophie. As the Indians now with an 11, 17-6. Another ace into the corner from Sophie, a beautiful spot. As a couple of Lancers took a step for it, none of them actually went for it. And back-to-back aces now has them within 10, 17-7. Does she have 3 in a row? Sliding save from Starland, step back up for Leduc. Dug up in the back, close to the ceiling, won't touch, back across far side. To the back line, tip tie from Koenig. And now Lancers in the net. And it'll be Schaller who will enter in for Koenig. 17-8 as the Indians get it back within 9 with Sophie still serving. Nice little run here for Sophie. Couple of aces in there as well as she'll try to keep it going. Through the hands of Schaller and onto the back line. 3 aces now for Sophie in the run, which has them now with an 8 with a chance for double digits. Straight center, Seibel there. Thompson will send one across for Leduc. Along the net line, diving save, sent back across. Miscommunication, just getting it over. Quaid there. Back set for Starland. Tip back high in the back. Set up center for Colano. That one heads out of play. And the run ends, and the Lancers keep it up by 9, 18-9. And it'll be Starland who'll head back to serve. Good spot, dug up in the back. Sent back across, it'll just be tapped over by Lucas. Starland sets one up center for Thompson. Blocked at the net, and Thompson in the net. Indians hit double digits now with an 8, 18-10. As Johnson hits back once again. Down the sideline, running save from Seibel. Set back up for Quaid, so someone to the back line retreating, gonna try to bump him back in the air. Will, hard angle, gonna get it over. Good save from the Indians, can they finish it off? Back up for Leduc, tip tie at the net. Set back across for Lucas. Down the sideline, just out of play. Couple of nice saves from the Indians, but just couldn't quite finish it off. As the Lancers go back up by 9, 19-10. And it'll be Quaid back to serve. Dug on the back into the net, tip back high, no one there to get it. As Quaid's serve is not returned, Lancers doubling back up into the 20s, 20-10. To the back line, retreating high off the ceiling, readjusted back in the air, hard angle, can't get there in time as Johnson on the dive, couldn't get underneath it, and neither of Quaid's serves has been returned, now 21-10. To the back line, drops it down! An ace for Quaid! Puts the Lancers up, as now all 3 of her serves has yet to be returned, finally gets that ace. As the Lancers up by 12, 22-10. Quaid has not been a primary server for the Lancers all year, but showing off her skills here tonight. Running, saving that tip one back. This one going to make it over off the hands of Colano. Leduc will send one across for Thompson. along the net line. Luke can't get it back in the air as that one rolled, and not in the Lancers' favor. Just down to the sideline as the Indians break the run. 22-11 now as Colano heads back to serve. And now Gergel will enter in for Quaid. To the back corner, Lucas there. Starlin sets him back up for Schaller. Blocked into the nets by Travis. Schaller gets a kill, and the Lancers back up by 12. And it'll be Luke back to serve. Needs just 2 more to put the Lancers into the regional final. Sent high, close to the ceiling, close to the net as well. Gonna be just tapped over. Thompson there to get it. Starlin pumps one up for Seibel. To the back line, heads out of play. And the Indians get it right back with an 11, 23-12. To the back, dug up by Leduc. Thompson sends him across for Seibel once again. Running save, gets it back in the air. Tapped up, and it'll be just tipped over by Travis. Thompson again, this time for Schaller. Blocked the net, tipped back high from Thompson. Schaller back set for Seibel. Blocked the net, tipped high from Starland. Luke back up, Seibel again. Diving save, gets it back in the air for Travis. Back across for Lucas. Tip to the floor. Big kill from Lucas. Has the Indians back within 10 as they had a bunch of nice saves there. Good net play. It ends up finishing it off as Sladic will continue to serve. Back, Starland is there. Thompson across for Seibel. Blocked the net, just out of play! And Seibel gets the kill, which has the Lancers now within 1. 24-13, Lancers up by 11 as Larson enters in for Starland. And it'll be Thompson back to serve, trying to end it. Received high center, close to the net, just gonna be tapped over. Thompson right there to get it. Seibel sends one across, this time for Schaller. She'll knock one down! Off the hands and into the stands from Sladic. Lancers take the third set, 25-13. After taking the first one, 25-11. The second, 25-17. And the third by 12, 25-13. Lancers will head to the regional final, which will either be here or north, depending on who wins between Owen Withey and Gilman. Regardless, it'll be a Lancer home game on Saturday at 7. Lancers will have a chance to win regionals for the second year in a row as their trip to hopefully repeat state has now officially begun. As they have taken the regional semifinal, another chance for a regional final as they will look to win it 2 years in a row and get back to sectionals, playing either Owen Withey or Gilman on Saturday, regardless of Lancer home game. Maybe here, maybe at North. We will find out later tonight or maybe tomorrow. Now, hopefully stay tuned for that. Lancers get the win in 3 sets. We will see you on Saturday for the regional final.